What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes, and welcome to episode 1 of my DeckDecider series for FIFA 13. Now, some of you guys are going to take a look at this and say, what on earth is going on here? And the basic premise is this. I will draw 11 random cards using random.org, so I have no chance of rigging the deck. Each suit is associated with a certain league, and for the sake of this first DeckDecider, I chose BPL to be Hearts, Serie A to be Spades, Bundesliga to be Diamonds, and BBVA to be Clubs. Now, I chose these suits pre the draw, so I had no idea what kind of players I would get. I just picked 4 leagues and associated them with each of their respective suits. Went ahead and clicked draw. Each of the card numbers on the screen has a rating total associated with, which I'll go into here in just a second. So that's the draw. 1 Joker, though, and Jokers can be any card in all of Ultimate Team. And since they're such an infrequent chance of actually getting a Joker, it's really generally not that big of a deal. But here is the rating system. 90 and higher rated players are associated with an ace. 2 is 67 and below rated players, and everywhere in between you just go up by 1 or 2 each time. So 3 is 68 to 69, 4 70 to 71, 5 72 to 73, 6 74 to 75, so on and so forth, all the way up to where a king is an 88 to 89 rated player. And on we go with the squad. And what I do is I show you how I put all the cards in to get up to that 99 chemistry, which is always what we're going to shoot for. It's not always the case that we get it. Actually, I think only one time we haven't gotten to that 99 chemistry, but I'll generally end up having to play some crazy formations with this sometimes. Obviously, I'm a 3-5-2 player in general, but 4-3-3, not too shabby after playing with this team. I was pretty darn happy with it, and I might have to try to incorporate that into my gameplay style a little bit more. But let's go ahead and get started. Get into the team here. Now, the Hearts, remember, was the BPL, and our first player that we're going to look at is going to be the 6 of Hearts, or that's the first player that's going to be revealed, and that is Donny, the Liverpool goalkeeper. He fit that 74 to 75 rated 6 card. He's Hearts. That works for that. Bruno Suarez, the Fortuna Dusseldorf center back. We've got Carvajal, the Spanish right back for Bayer Leverkusen. Newton, hardest card to fit into the squad because 70 to 71 rated. Serie A player was a bit tough because I only had 1 Serie A player, and so on and so forth. We got Kaká and Ramirez holding down the midfield. Emre Can, the youngster from Bayern Munich, young holding mids. Default set as a CDM, fantastic silver player. Arjen Robben, only option that I had in the for Bundesliga at that 88 to 89 rated spot at this point in time. Now, Mario Gomez could get some informs, and he could get up and creep into that 88, 89 rated, or well, once he gets 1 informed, then he would have been an option as well. But for the time being, the only card that I could use was Arjen Robben, so I had to figure out a way to fit him in. And lo and behold, the first match that we come up against is another Bundesliga team. What I generally do is I head into the Gold Cup and try to win it. I was already 1 match into the Gold Cup from before, so only gonna do 3 games in this episode, assuming that we can pull out that victory. Ramirez finds Christian Theo. Theo steps inside, rifles a shot, bottom corner. He is a handful, and it's basically down to his quickness and his positioning. He does very, very well getting in behind defenses in this 4-3-3, and he has the pace to absolutely burn a right back or a left back or a center back that he is quicker than. His touches are clean, his dribbling is strong, his shooting is not exactly stellar, but if you keep it onto his right foot in Ultimate Team, it is generally good enough, I would say. Torres breaking free up the line, and I've used Torres in a 3-5-2 before, and I thought he was okay, you know. I prefer Balotelli and Aguero, but in this 4-3-3, Torres absolutely shined. 22nd minute goal, and what a lovely one from him right there. And I think it's basically down to the fact that some players fit different formations better. I think Fernando's going to be one of those strikers in this game that if it's in a single striker formation, he's just going to be playing more effective. And that's basically what I found. He scores another header on a corner kick right here just a few minutes after that dribbling sequence. And I get asked questions saying, Japes, you know, how do you score your corner kicks, or what do you do? And it's basically I super cancel and make the player run the exact same way that I want to run. And that's Bruno Suarez nodding home, 42nd minute, so 2 corners in a row. And one of the issues with this team is that the center backs aren't exactly pacey. I think one has 65 pace, one has 67 pace. The outside backs are stellar silvers. Carvajal and Evaldo both have over 80 pace, and both have something near 70 defending, which makes them perfectly fine to compete with goal players. And that's Torres easily rounding the keeper. Could have laid off a little smart pass to Robin, but he's feeling nice and greedy, puts it away, 51st minute goal. But the center backs are the one weak spot in this team, and you guys are going to say, well, you have a 65 rated midfielder as well, but Emre Can is an absolute tank on this game. He's really quite amazing, and he's quite amazing in real life as well, but he manages to get in stellar spots, and he's a very strong player. His stats are kind of one of those where you look at it and you're like, he doesn't look to be anything special, but he's in good spots. He wins balls back. His strength is quite good. His passing is quite good. And if you're looking for a very, very cheap silver Bundesliga holding midfielder, he is a guy for you to take a look at. Only cost me 200 coins, I think, for the Bayern man. And we're on the break yet again, and it's Teo breaking free. Love this passing sequence. Robin finds Torres. Torres never gonna miss. 7-0 is where we are at that point in time. And I found that Robin on this team was more of a provider than an actual finisher. It was kind of bizarre. I found myself able to get inside with him when I'd have opportunities to sort of shoot, but wasn't confident in the shot, and I just end up finding a nice little pass with him, and that works. And I played Calfreezy 2 times before this and scored a few cracking goals with Robin, but you know, those aren't some goals that I'm going to actually show with you guys here. I just show the tournament similar to what I do in Path to Power, as I think it keeps the right kind of atmosphere for how for what you guys might like to see. And so we managed to get up 8-0 or 9-0 in this match, and he manages to pull one back here. Nez 10 crossing it in. Jefferson Farfan beating my center back to the ball and putting it past Donnie, who really isn't a bad silver goalkeeper in this game. I would have hoped he would have saved the few that he didn't, but that's all right. As silver goalkeepers go, he is great. 7 goals for Fernando Torres in that first match, and we are moving on into the semifinals now of this tournament. Straight away, we'll head right into a match just like we would do in Path to Power. Just want to give you guys a sense of how the squad plays out with the deck essentially picking the cards for me. Now, there were other options that I could have gone with. I thought about going with David Villa as my left wing and then using a player like Irani in behind him that would have kept that Brazilian connection. Irani plays, I'm not quite sure who he plays for, but he's default set as a CDM. He costs like 400 coins. And I picked him up. I picked up David Villa, and I tried both of the players out for one match to see if I like the Christian Teo Kaká combo or if I like the David Villa Irani combo. And having Kaká in the midfield to be able to string passes just like that is why we went this direction. Plus, Teo's got some pace on him, and it increases my ability to counter with the 4-3-3 formation. So 1-0 right there against Derek, or II Derek XX, who actually sent me a message after the match saying, why you copy Japes? And I just tweeted out a picture of it, and I guess he got the message from some of you guys. But on we went. Christian Teo breaking free, moving forward. Fernando Torres and Robin doing a bit of link-up work here. A little over-the-top pass and a bit lucky. It is the 45th minute, and these things do happen. He's got players falling down. I've got players falling down, but I've also got players picking up the loose ball, crossing it, and Robin nods home the header in the 45th minute. We'll take that. 2-1 lead here at this point in time, and moving on to after the halftime mark is where we will pick this up just after halftime. Robin getting played in by Emre Can. That's a lovely little through ball from him right there. And Robin steps inside, a little bit of nice work, and finesses it home just inside the post in the 48th minute to give me a 3-1 lead at this point in time. And Robin is great. I think he might be very good in a 3-5-2 as well. I think it's just because he'll get the chance to overlap and get in free, really get some nice near post shots off. I found myself having to take a lot of players on in the 4-3-3, which I don't necessarily mind, but I prefer to keep possession and keep a nice passing game moving. One of the things that I'm going to talk about with the 4-3-3 formation, I had Ramirez, who's got, I believe, a high work rate, so he's also got a high defensive work rate, and that's what I'm referring to right there with Teo's ability and his positioning and his pace, and he gets in free behind the guy, and he's going to rage quit right here, and which we'll take. But with a 4-3-3, I actually found it best to have 2 high defensive work rate midfielders, or I'm not quite sure what Emre Can's is, but he's default set as a CDM, so odds are he's likely to get back more than get forward, which he kind of just ended up hanging out in the middle of the park, causing trouble, breaking up passes. And that is what we needed in this side. So we're going into the finals now, and this guy has a nice little Russian league side, which I was semi-worried about because, you know, when you come up into a match like this, you never know what you're going to do. But lovely over-the-top ball finds Fernando Torres. Fernando Torres, little chip through ball to Robin, who just powers it into the back of the net. Just love that passing sequence. It was the way, maybe it's the way the 4-3-3 works. Maybe it's how this team works in general. But when you've got Fernando Torres, Arjen Robben, and Christian Teo up front, that is a pretty lethal front three, and my midfield was actually quite strong as well with Kaká, Ramirez, and Emre Can, and the center backs were debatable, and obviously you could change things around very easily and get some different center backs in there. Obviously there are Brazilian center backs in the Bundesliga that you could try out and get a use, but we headed into actually extra time in this match, and it was one of those very frustrating extra time matches because the only goal that he scored was practically the only shot that he took in this match. He was a solid defender though, and Arjen Robben picking up the loose ball in the 95th minute after scoring in the 5th minute. He is the hero for this match in the final. Little Hulk celebration goes top net, the best net. Anyways, guys, we're coming to a close of this episode of DeckDecider. If you did enjoy it, a like or thumbs up is greatly appreciated. It really does help me out, and your support is absolutely amazing. Other than that, my name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.